So I got to give you a quick Aramis story, okay? It sounds like a Walmart story. It's really an Aramis story. Let your faith blossom. That's the theme we're at, and that's what you guys have just been celebrating. And I have to tell you that the very first program I did with Altus was Aramis. I also had the blessing and the pleasure of doing a biblical walk with Mary. I'm still reaping the fruits of those programs. Now, I did Aramis originally with a small group as a pilot with Tracy and Lisa. Then we did it with about 40 women, I think it was. The Holy Spirit just keeps growing this group. It's so beautiful. And then the members of my parish must think that Scranton is like going to Poland, because we didn't get too many down from the valley. So we went on the road with Aramis, and I did it with them. And then after that, I was back in my own living room doing it with my husband and a friend who wasn't able to make Aramis, who was in dire need of some help in learning how to pray. And after that, I went through it with my daughter. My daughter Natalie was part of that. And then she decided to bring that program that she was beginning to live so beautifully in our home, she wanted to bring it to some of her friends. So she made a plan to meet with a bunch of young women. Okay, girls, let's give us a little shout out here to you guys. So she got a bunch of beautiful, beautiful holy women, right, together. And they decided to start meeting for those 8 weeks and going through the Aramis program. Now, here's my Aramis story. Are you ready? I have to get down to I have to get down to Pittston to pick up one of the girls who's going to come to the Aramis program. That's going to start at 7 o'clock. Before that, I didn't get to the grocery store, so I need to get to the grocery store after I get to Wilkes-Barre, Pittston, and then I have to pick the girl up, head back, stop at the grocery store, get what I'm lacking for dinner, get dinner on, feed my kids, get it cleaned up, and all before 7 p.m. You got it? Okay. So, I have left myself not enough time, is what I'm trying to do. Now, knowing those details, here's what goes down. I get in my car, I head towards Pittston, and we're crawling at 12 miles per hour. I'm not kidding you. So there was incredible traffic. There was construction along the road. So I'm calling the woman I'm trying to meet and saying, this is not looking really good. Like, I'm going to be delayed, and I really, really apologize. No, take your time, drive safely, it's okay. So I'm doing this, and I'm passing huge signs that are covered with, I don't know if they're canvas, I don't know if they're covered. I'm like, I hope that doesn't say Pittston. Okay? Well, it did, just in case you're wondering, okay? So 2 exits past the Pittston exit, and I'm like, delightful. I'm at Wilkes-Barre. Okay, wonderful. So now I'm headed to Wilkes-Barre, and I called the one up, and I'm like, I really am sorry. Are you in Pittston? Yeah, I'm in Pittston. I said, well, I'm not. Okay? I'm actually in Walmart. Okay? I'm going to be headed towards the Walmart in Wilkes-Barre as best I can do. I can turn around and head back to Pittston, too. She's like, no. Let me come to you. It'll be fine. So I jet down to the parking lot of the Walmart in Wilkes-Barre, and I'm waiting there, and I'm finishing my rosary, and I get a call. Megan, yes, this is the mother I'm supposed to meet. I just took the wrong exit. Of course you did. It's just the way the day's rolling, you know what I mean? And the whole time I'm looking at him, I'm going, how could this be happening today? You know, like really questioning the designs of Providence and his wisdom to let us all miss the right exit, you know? And how could this be happening? It can happen, trust me. And so I wait, and she calls and says, listen, I'm going to take a route there. I'll be there as quickly as I can. So we're about 30 to 40 minutes off the time we originally set to meet each other. The parking lot of Walmart is packed, right? That woman's vehicle is just pulling in at the far end of the parking lot, and I see a woman running across the parking lot, screaming, crying. And she's screaming, crying, and she starts to slap on this car hood. And she's freaking out. And literally that woman's car is just pulling in when this is going down. And I jump out of my car and I throw my door open. I'm like, ma'am. And the car goes by and she goes, I can't believe it. And I say, ma'am, are you okay? What's the matter? She's like, I can't believe it. And she comes over. And she had a mouth on her like a sailor, and I can relate to that, okay? She was dropping F-bombs like it was her job that day, and she was really emotional and very upset. And I said, ma'am, if you could calm down and just let me know what's going on. And she said, he just stole my wallet. And I said, well, listen, let's call the police, and we'll get them. No, we can't do that. Why can't we do that? We can't do that. Now, she's not offering me a reason. So there's 2 possibilities here. I'm about to get scammed, or she's really in a jam and she's embarrassed about the connection here, right? So I say to her, can I ask your name? My name's Megan. Oh, that's handy. So Megan, can you tell me why we can't call the cops? And she said, because he's kind of like a boyfriend. And I said, your boyfriend steals your wallet? He said, yeah. I said, that's not a friend, actually, not at all. I said, Megan, let me ask you a question. You're not going to call the cops on him? So he is engaged in really dishonest, deceitful, nasty, ugly behavior, and he pays no prices, no consequences? She's like, I can't explain. I said, Megan, do you know that your dignity demands more than to be trampled on? Do you know that you're not a doormat and you deserve better? Do you know that? And she's looking at me and she's kind of emotional and she's like, listen, he just took all the money I have for my hotel room. I got to get back to my hotel room. I don't even know how I'm going to pay it. And I said, well, Megan, you hit the wrong car because if you try to roll me, the only thing you can get is dimes, nickels, and pennies from the ashtray that hasn't been used for cigarette smoking, okay? I can't help you, but I tell you what I will do. I'll do whatever I can for you. She said, well, I need a ride. I said, okay. So in the meantime, my friend has pulled up, and I said, Megan, give me your license. And she's looking at me, I said, give me your license. She gives me the license so that we both know who we're dealing with. And I say to my children, I asked her to clean up her talking for a little bit. I'm like, listen, they've heard things like that from my mouth before confession, okay? But could we clean it up? Because I got some beautiful babes in the car that I want to have better speech than I do. So I had the kids into this woman's van, whom I've waited for, and I said, follow me down to this hotel. This is what went on. And I have Father Mark Toops and Aramus to thank me for this, okay? Because I wouldn't have been in that neck of the woods that day were it not for Aramus. Megan gets in the car and says, and you know, I mean that sincerely. It's so funny. St. John Paul II says, in the designs of providence, there are no mere coincidences. Megan gets in my car and I said to her, Megan, let me ask you a question. What? You said you're out of money and you need to pay your hotel room. What's your relationship like with parents? Do you have your parents? Are they living? Yeah, my relationship with my mom is bad. I said, I'm sorry to hear that. She's like, yeah, she's kind of like, we haven't talked in ages. And I said, Megan, can I make a bold statement here as a mom? Could it be that maybe you're engaging in some really destructive patterns of behavior, self-destructive behavior that's made mom have to walk away because they break her heart? She doesn't say anything. I said, Megan, can you tell me where you're at with faith? Do you have any? And she says, well, I believe in a higher power. And I say, do you? Okay, that's pretty good. I said, I can deal with that. I said, that means that you've been exposed at some point to recovery, the 12 steps. You're talking recovery lingo now. That's cool. I said, well, she's like, how do you know that? I said, well, because my husband is a recovering coke addict and alcoholic for the last 29 years. She said, get out, really, seriously? I said, yep. And I said, I'm also in a 12-step fellowship. So you believe in higher power. How much talking are you doing to him? Kind of quiet. Megan, do you know how many cars were in that parking lot? Do you know how long it took me to get to that parking lot? Do you know I wasn't even in the right parking lot? Okay, just in case you're curious, Megan, God dropped you in a car with a woman who's in a 12-step fellowship. You're a relapsed drug addict. My husband is in the program. You've got a higher power and you haven't talked to him lately? You think that's a coincidence, Megan? Like, seriously? Hello? And Megan's looking at me, she's like, I can't believe I'm in this car. I can't believe I'm having this conversation. She's like, I can't believe I'm having this conversation. I said, yeah. So the thought had occurred to me. She was either planning to scam me for money for her hotel room and ended up with a loving conversation about the mercy of Jesus and the blessing of the 12 steps of recovery, or she was sincerely hurting and just in pain, and God placed her in my car. And in the designs of providence, there are no mere coincidences. What a good God we have. Megan and I pull into the hotel room, and she said, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I said, I know what you're going to do. You're going to do the only thing there is left to do, and God left you with nothing left to do, so you do it. And you know what that is, Megan? She said, what? And I said, you're going to go into that hotel room, you're going to drop down to your knees, and you're going to talk to your God and pour your heart out to Him, the one who blesses all messes. And I don't have to have money. You know why? Because He's got lots of money. Mother Teresa of Calcutta told me she never lies. Okay? So get in there, get on your knees, and start talking to your God, and just watch Him move this mountain, Megan. And I can assure you that every time I have the opportunity to ask someone to pray for you, you are going to be prayed for. Because God wants you to be a sober person, a faith-filled person, and a joy-filled person. And it begins today. She sat there a little bit while longer, and I said, but I really do want to stay and hang out with you, but I got to get my kids fed. So off she went. And I have to tell you, on the way home, I had my daughter texting like 20 people. Okay, well, now we're praying for Megan. She needs sobriety, and she needs God. And any moment, I'm waiting for her to walk through that door. Because that's what God does. That's how big God is. And yes, Father Mark Tubes. Cute little, like, what a gift from God. Is he not? Like, every time we get done with an Oramus program, all of them are like, oh, what a gift. He's such a gift. He really is. He and his beautiful program on prayer are what got me there. The seeds of faith that I first had sown in Oramus are still blossoming.